Have you ever watched a dog suddenly reject someone before that person did anything wrong? No barking at first, no attack. Just a frozen body, locked eyes, ears shifting, and that strange silence that makes everyone in the room feel it. The dog noticed something. To us, the person has only walked in. To the dog, a full investigation has already begun. Their scent, their posture, their voice, the tension in their hands, even the way they look at you, all of it becomes information. And here is the uncomfortable part. Sometimes the dog is not reacting to evil. It is reacting to danger signals humans are trained to ignore. In this video, you will understand what dogs can sense in seconds, why they sometimes seem to detect bad people, and why their instinct can be impressive, but not always perfect. This does not mean dogs have supernatural powers. What they have is something more grounded and, in a way, more impressive. A nervous system built to detect tiny changes in the environment. They are not judging someone's soul. They are reading patterns. And sometimes, those patterns appear in seconds. Before we go deeper, subscribe to the channel if you like, understanding the hidden psychology behind behavior, not just in people, but in animals too. Because once you understand what a dog is actually reading, you may never look at their reactions the same way again. There is a strange moment many dog owners know well. A friendly dog, usually calm with visitors, suddenly refuses to approach one specific person. Maybe the dog backs away. Maybe it growls softly. Maybe it stands between that person and its owner, as if something is wrong but nobody else can see it. From the human side, this can feel confusing. The person may look normal, speak politely, and even try to be kind, but dogs are not relying on politeness the way humans do. A smile that looks friendly to us can still come with stiff posture, forced movements, or a nervous smell that tells the dog, this does not match. That mismatch matters. Dogs are extremely sensitive to inconsistency. When someone acts calm but moves like they are tense, speaks softly but carries aggressive body pressure, or reaches out while avoiding natural eye contact, the dog may not understand the reason, but it notices the contradiction, and contradiction to an animal can feel unsafe. One of the most powerful tools a dog has is its nose. Humans often think of smell as something simple like perfume, food, smoke, or rain. But for dogs, scent is layered information. It can carry traces of where someone has been, what they touched, and even changes connected to emotional states. When people feel fear, stress, or anger, the body changes. Heart rate shifts. Sweat chemistry changes. Hormones and other biological signals can influence the scent released through the skin. A dog does not need to know the word anxiety to notice that something about the person's body has changed. This is where the idea of detecting bad people begins to get complicated. A dog may react to someone who is genuinely threatening, but it may also react to someone who is simply nervous, uncomfortable, intoxicated, unstable, or carrying the scent of another animal. The dog senses intensity first. The meaning comes later. Dogs are masters of body language because their own social world depends on it. A small shift in posture can mean play, warning, submission, confidence, fear, or attack. So, when they watch humans, they are not just seeing a body, they are reading pressure. A person who leans too directly over a dog, reaches fast toward its face, walks with stiff legs, or stares without blinking may seem harmless to another human. But to a dog, those signals can resemble threat signals. Even if the person has no bad intention, the dog may respond to the shape of danger rather than the truth behind it. This is why some dogs dislike people who are too intense. Loud energy, sudden gestures, heavy footsteps, and direct approaches can overwhelm them. The dog is not thinking, this is a bad person. It is thinking something much older and more instinctive. This body is moving like something I should be careful around. A dog does not understand every word you say, but it pays close attention to how you say it. Tone, pitch, rhythm, volume, and emotional sharpness can change the meaning of a voice completely. A person can say, "good dog," and still sound threatening if the voice is tense, flat, or forced. Dogs often respond more strongly to emotional tone than to vocabulary. A warm voice can lower tension. A harsh voice can raise it. A shaky voice can create uncertainty, And when someone's words sound friendly, but their tone feels irritated or impatient, a dog may catch that emotional conflict before the people in the room do. So when a dog reacts badly to a person, the voice may be part of the reason. Not because the dog understands hidden evil, but because it senses emotional pressure. And here's a question worth thinking about. Have you ever seen a dog dislike someone immediately, and later you realize the dog may have noticed something you missed? Comment your story, because this is exactly where the conversation gets interesting. When a dog steps in front of its owner, people often call it loyalty. And sometimes that is exactly what it looks like. The dog notices someone approaching, feels a shift in the atmosphere, and places its body between the person it trusts and the person it does not fully understand yet. But protection is not always about bravery. Sometimes it is about uncertainty. A dog may guard its owner because the owner feels tense. It may react because the stranger moved too quickly. It may become alert because the situation feels socially unclear. In other words, the dog is not only reading the stranger, it is also reading you. This is one of the most overlooked parts of canine psychology. Dogs often use their human's emotional state as information. If you stiffen, hold your breath, pull the leash tighter, or become nervous around someone, your dog may interpret that as a sign that the person matters. Not necessarily because the person is dangerous, but because your body told the dog, pay attention. The most fascinating question is not whether dogs can sense a bad person. The real question is whether they can recognize intention. Can a dog tell when someone means harm, or is it simply reacting to signals that often come before harm? Science suggests dogs are very good at reading human behavior, especially gestures, attention, emotional tone, and familiar patterns. But intention is more difficult. A dog probably does not understand morality the way humans do. It does not think in terms of good character or bad character. It thinks in terms of safety, trust, pressure, history, and prediction. So when a dog seems to know someone is not safe, it may be making a fast prediction based on many small signals at once. The person's scent, posture, voice, movement, facial tension, and effect on the room all become one message. The dog may not know why it feels wrong, it only knows the pattern does not feel safe. A dog's reaction is not created only in the present moment. Its past comes into the room with it. A dog that was hurt by someone with a certain voice, body type, smell, movement style, or object may become cautious around anything that reminds it of that experience. This is not the dog being dramatic, it is learning. The brain of an animal connects danger with the clues that appeared near the danger. Sometimes those clues are accurate, sometimes they are not. A hat, a heavy boot, a raised hand, a strong cologne, or a deep voice can become linked to fear if those details were present during a painful event. That means a dog may reject someone not because that person is bad, but because the person resembles a memory. And this is where compassion becomes important. A frightened dog is not giving a perfect moral judgment. It is protecting itself from a story its nervous system never fully forgot. As impressive as dogs are, they are not flawless detectors of character. They can misread people. They can confuse nervousness with danger, excitement with aggression, unfamiliarity with threat, or trauma triggers with real risk. A dog's reaction is valuable information, but it is not a final verdict. Some dogs are naturally more suspicious. Others are poorly socialized. Some were taught, accidentally or directly, to react strongly to strangers. A dog that barks at a delivery worker, a guest, or a person walking strangely is not always exposing hidden evil. Sometimes it is simply overwhelmed by novelty. This matters because romanticizing a dog's instinct can become unfair to both the dog and the person being judged. A reaction deserves attention, not blind belief. The wiser question is not, did my dog discover a bad person? The better question is, what signal did my dog notice, and does the situation actually support that reaction? The truth is more interesting than the myth. Dogs do not scan a human being and see a label that says good or bad. They detect patterns. Fast movement, harsh tone, chemical changes linked to stress, unstable behavior, contradictory signals, the tension between what someone shows and what their body reveals. That is why their reactions can feel almost magical. A dog can notice the tremor in a hand, the tightness in a jaw, the forced softness in a voice, the smell of fear, the way a person enters too directly, or the sudden silence in its owner's body. One signal alone may mean little. Together they form a picture. So maybe dogs do not detect bad people in the way we imagine. Maybe they detect the moments when a person becomes hard to predict. And to an animal built for survival, unpredictability is one of the first faces of danger. If this made you look at dogs differently, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who believes their dog can read people better than they can.